Hi guys. So I've been gone for a while. Go get some toilet paper. You need some tissue. Go get some tissue. I've been gone for a while, just various reasons, but the main reasons is because our landlord is selling the house that we're in, so we had to look for another place. With that comes, a lot of stress with me, and as far as like packing and I had my nieces for a week. So we did a couple things and we went to Nashville and I just been like cheating on my diet so bad. So I'm still lucky. Oh, I can't even talk. Luckily, I'm still like maintaining weight. So I'm still 177. So I haven't gained or lost. So today I decided to go back onto the keto diet again because I have about 10 more pounds that I want to lose. So hopefully I can stick to it. I don't know yet, but it's going good so far. It is 11:54. I haven't eaten anything. I had a cup of coffee, so I'm doing good. I got until 2 o'clock so I can eat, and then hopefully I just eat right because I know there's like a part of me that just wants to go ahead and eat right now. Listen here, dude. We are outside. We finished homeschool, and instead of me packing right now, did you get some tissue? You still got bookies. Go get tissue. But instead of me go ahead and pack right now, I'm making this video. So, okay, the kids are deciding to play a TikTok right here. Okay, so let's just hop into it. Where do I start? Girls, what happened to doing the TikTok out there?
Because it's too sunny and there's water in here.
Okay, so what about the front porch?
There's no front porch. You said we can't go to trampoline.
That's the trampoline.
That's showing information, and then you'll put it on lock. Like you'll post it.
Okay, the address is not okay. It's not facing this way.
What about the sign?
I'll blur it out. I'll blur out the signs. It's not that big of a deal. We can crop a video. So you can make the TikTok on the front porch, save it as a draft. You're not to upload it first. I have to edit out and make sure there's like no street address or anything on there. Okay?
Is your live still on?
Yeah. Anyways, let's start. Let's just hop into it. So, I was born in 1993. And I'm like trying to figure out where to start with this topic, but let's just start here. So in 1993, my mom was married to my dad, which let's see, we're gonna continue to call my biological dad Bob because I didn't even ask him if it was okay to say his name. So we're just gonna continue with Bob since that's what I said at the beginning. So Bob is my biological dad, and the person I'm calling dad is the one that raised me. So my mom was married to my dad back in 1993. From my understanding, it was a rocky relationship. They were, see, it's so hard to talk about, but from my understanding, they were kind of abusive towards each other. Like if I asked my mom, it's like he was abusive. If I asked my dad, it was, she was abusive. She was always hitting on him. So honestly, I don't know the real story. So it was just they were toxic. They were toxic for each other. So it got to a point where I guess my mom felt like they're doing construction right here too, so you'll hear that a lot. But my mom felt like she needed to step out of her marriage and seek other things. So that's when she met Bob, and according to Bob, my biological dad, he had feelings for her, and I'm not sure if my mom had this, reciprocated the feelings. But he had feelings for her, and it wasn't like it was just a one-time thing. They were, intimate multiple times, I do believe, on different occasions. Um, so, according to my mom, she said after they were intimate these times that my dad said that he wanted to have another child. So my mom stopped seeing Bob and then decided to have another child with my dad. And boom, here I am. So my mom was already pregnant at the same time that, um, you know, her and my dad established that they wanted to have another kid. She, she said that she didn't even know she was pregnant. Um, so that's that. And here we are 27 years later, and I found out that my dad's not my dad. So, yeah, that's pretty much a summary of everything that's been going on, or how I came to be. As far as me and my biological dad's relationship, I would say we have our ups and downs, just for the simple fact that I was raised different. So his values aren't my values. How I raised my kids, he didn't raise his kids that way. And in the beginning, it was hard for us to come to like a common ground because I'd make comments, and I'd be like, well, I'm glad I wasn't raised that way. And he kind of took offense to it. Like, if he would have known about me, then I would have been raised that way. But we're still getting to know each other, so I think we kind of both see where each other's coming from. He didn't raise me, and for the most part, I was raised by my siblings. And the only reason I say that is because um, we were taken away from my mom when I was in third grade. So we were taken away because, my mom was into drugs and drinking, and I'm pretty sure it was her best friend that called CPS on her because my mom would like leave us at home, and we didn't have any food, and she wouldn't take care of us. Sometimes we'd have lights. It was either we had lights and no water, or water and no lights. We'd never really have food at all. Um, so yeah, we got taken away when I was in third grade, and then we went to a group home. All me and my other three siblings went to a group home, and we were there for a while. And then we went to a couple different foster homes, and then from foster homes, my grandparents decided to finally get us. And this is, I want to say about middle school now. Um, my grandparents get us, and then I guess my mom finally gets her act together after we lived with my grandparents for so long, and so she gets us back, and let's see, yeah, she gets us back, and she wasn't really the parent that she should have been. Um, yeah, I didn't even know how to put it. I'm honestly just rambling at this point. But she wasn't the parent that she should have been, and so we pretty much raised ourselves. Yes, buddy. She's up front. Yeah. So when it came to the separation, as far as moving from my grandparents to back to my mom, um, my two oldest sisters decided to stay with my grandparents because, of course, they see more than me and my brother have. So me and my brother's like, oh yeah, we want to be with our mom, but what we thought it was going to be wasn't what it was. My mom pretty much just focused on work. She wasn't really focused on us. So we really didn't have a mother figure. So we were just raising ourselves pretty much. And my mom was married at the time to my stepdad now, and um, okay, um, yeah, that's pretty much it. So that sums it up. Um, my mom didn't know she was pregnant with me. Not at this moment in time. She didn't know she was pregnant with me, and she wasn't the parent that she was supposed to be. And so we raised ourselves. Long story short, I explained why we raised ourselves. Look, I am all over the place. This is a topic that I've been wanting to put on here for a while. Just no straight guidelines on how to put it on there. So I didn't ask my dad, but um, I do want to show a picture of him. So this is like the very first time we met. So me personally, I feel like how my mom did not know. Like how didn't she know? Because me and my dad look so much alike. And if you were to see my other dad, um, my dad that raised me, we don't look alike. And um, it's as simple as that. So, all right, I'm gonna show you guys. Hopefully, it shows up. Oh, I got the reflection. Okay, so here's me and my biological dad. Um, yeah, we look a lot alike. Our personalities are similar. He's jokes around a lot, and some of it, like I'm normally a serious person, so some of his jokes are like really offensive to me. Like I'm being serious and you're joking, you know. But our relationship is going good. As far as like some of the comments, like I think I had a comment saying that um, I'm a cruel witch, and why would I tell my dad that raised me that I wasn't his child? And honestly, he actually was the one reaching out to me. Like when I told him I was getting an ancestry DNA kit, he was he was the one calling me like, "Hey, have you got the results yet?" You know, him and my mom was constantly calling me. Like a week after I sent it off, and I'm like, "What is going on? This is weird. Why they've never called me this much?" So I was really curious on why. So I feel like they both had a feeling, or my dad that raised me, he constantly had um, denied me. So he would make it, I don't know, he would like try to throw it in there randomly, like, oh, where do you get them long fingers from? Or, oh, you're so beautiful. Where do you get your looks from? Like, I feel like he would be like so, like, slowly, like, inching me in to try to, like, force me to get it. And it took me at least, I don't know, 3 or 4 years before I actually got the test itself. So as far as being a cruel witch, like he wanted to know. I actually the way I told him was I told my stepmom first because my biological not my biological dad my dad that raised me has a lot of health issues. He has Huntington's, so he's on the like down slope right now. So um, you know she was with him 24/7. So I was like, you know, what is the best way to tell him? I just don't want to come out and be like, you know, I'm not your child because you know he loves his little girl. You know, he walked me down the aisle and everything, and you know he'd do anything for me as he would any of his other kids. But so she told him, and you know he was crying his eyes out. I told her let me leave first, and then just let me know how it goes. So we got back home. We drove all the way back to Tennessee, and she told him, and he cried and cried and cried. And I was like, well, call me back once you get him calmed down. I want to talk to him. And an hour went by, 2 hours went by, and you know, I never heard from my dad. And so I called her, and I'm like, "Is he okay?" And she was like, "He's still devastated. You know, he's crying, and you know, she had better choice of words, or lack thereof, for my mom, but she's like, yeah, I'll just have him call you tomorrow. Let him get himself together." And so he did. He called me. We video chatted the next day, and he was like, I kind of knew. He said, she asked me. He asked me who the person was, but at the time I really didn't know how much to um, give him, or hey, leave that gate alone, Elena, leave the gate alone. I didn't know how much information to give him because I hadn't spoke to my biological dad at this time. Um, I do believe the only messages I was sending my biological dad, I wouldn't even say, I don't think I was sending him messages at the time. I was just talking to one of his sisters. So, um, yeah, so he was asking for the name. I didn't tell him the name of my biological dad, just because for the simple fact, my dad can be crazy at times. He's not as wild as he used to be, but the way he found out his name was from my sister, and he kind of sort of remembered my biological dad, but not really. So, fast forward to now. Um, he doesn't treat me any different. He'll still take a bullet for me any day. He told me I'd always be his daughter regardless. Um, he wasn't mad about all the child support he paid, but he's gotten past that, and yeah, he doesn't treat me any differently. He still talks to me. Like I said, he has Huntington, so he's on the down slope right now. Um, he went to the doctor and everything, so he sleeps most of his days. So the doctor said that he'll pass it in his sleep, which like I said, I'm not. What am I trying to say? I'm not this witch everyone's making me out to be. Like, you know, if I was on my deathbed, or if I was even, still alive on this earth, knowing the information I know, I would want someone to tell me, "Hey, this child isn't yours," or I would rather him die knowing than not knowing, because he was the one giving me the hints. So I'm not this cruel witch everyone wants to make me out to be. Um, let's see. There was another comment saying that I should just leave my biological dad where he is. Like, I already have a dad. Um, to me, in the beginning and ever since, I don't feel like it's fair. Like, it's like saying that I go into the hospital, give birth to this child, and they switch the child at birth, and I end up with somebody else's kid. Like, I would still want to know my biological child. So I couldn't take that away from my biological dad, saying, "Oh, well, I already have a dad, so screw you." I felt like that ever since the beginning. That's not fair to, him. And, I give everybody a chance. So I just never felt like um, that was an option for me to just say screw it. Now, if I would have had this information about 7, 8 years ago, the old Zakaria would have just been like, no, mm-mm, I don't have time for this, honestly. But now that I'm older and I got more kids and I'm more established, um, I'm more open to things like this. And it did take some counseling. Like, I'm one of those who Lord. It's like I felt like when I saw my biological dad, how can you not know? Like, would my life have been different? You know, and that took some time to get over. Like, my husband came home from work after I found out, and I cried. I just laid on him and cried because, like, how do you tell a man that he's not your dad? He raised you. He paid child support. In prison, his kids was his motivation. So how do you tell this person that he's not your dad? But yeah, moving on. Let's see. Um, Someone said I would be devastated. Of course, I was devastated in the beginning. It's gotten easier. It does get a little tricky, just Me and my biological dad, we're still learning each other. I don't know how long it's going to take. We may never fully get there. Who knows? But it's all a learning process. Especially when it comes to my kids. Like I protect my kids like no other. Like I kill somebody over my kids. Honestly, you know, I don't play about my kids, and I think that's any good mother. So, especially when it comes to disciplining my kids and stuff like that, if I don't know you and I don't give you permission, like don't discipline my kids, you know. And I'm one of them people like don't force. Okay, so like when you go to family gatherings, mostly the parents, grandmas, all that make the plates. And we had this one situation come up where me and my biological dad, when we first, he wanted me to meet his sisters and everything. Um, you know, they were making plates for the kids, but giving these huge portions. Like these are little kids we're talking about, and you give them these huge portions, and they were trying to sit down and force them to eat it. Like, oh no, you need to eat all that. I'm like, you don't give a kid that much portion of food; they're not going to eat it. And I don't force my kids to eat things that they don't like. You know, they still eat their fruits, they still eat their vegetables. But it's a waste of money to buy things that the kids don't eat. Like my kids don't like hot pockets, so why buy them? Yes, they're convenient. Yes, they're quick, but why buy them? So we had this thing where I'm like, this is where I made that comment. Like, cool. I'm glad I wasn't raised like that because I don't sit and force my kids to eat food that they're not going to eat, especially that much portion. Sure, I get it. Okay, make the kids eat some meat, some vegetables, but you don't give them an adult portion. So we had a little disagreement because that's the moment that I made the comment. I'm glad I wasn't raised that way. And of course, my biological dad took offense to it, but we got over it. We got past it. So everything's a learning curve. Um, yeah. Then there's a bunch of different people saying that these comments are coming from my first video when I found out my dad wasn't my dad. Um, there's a bunch of different people saying that they found out that their parents weren't their parents. So, I mean, with DNA nowadays, it's hard to hide family secrets. It really is. So, you might as well just tell your kids, honestly. Um, let's see. Um, Someone said, "Don't apologize for crying because you're running on no sleep and under stress." Um, yeah. So when I first found out, I cried every. I think it lasts about 3 days, maybe, and I wouldn't eat. It was just hard for me to eat because most of it was because I hadn't told my dad that raised me. And yes, buddy, she's on the front porch. She's on the front porch. No, she went in the house to change. She went in the house to change. Most of it was because I hadn't told him. Excuse me. So I was like kind of sitting on it before I actually told him. And then like when I finally told him, and he took it hard, but he was finally accepting of it. Um, I was able to eat. I cried a little less each day, and now it's still hard because you know I want to share the same memories that I did with my dad with my biological dad, but then I kind of realized like, hey, those memories were meant to be his memories. So I haven't told my biological dad this, but I keep biting my tongue. Anyways, I haven't told him this, but he'll find out from here. Um, like my wedding. My wedding was a big thing because my dad said, before I die, I just want to walk one of my kids down the aisle. and that one was me. So my other siblings, I highly doubt they get married anytime soon. My brother, I don't think he will. My middle sister, I know she's not anytime soon. And my oldest, she's engaged, but that's been going on for some years now, so I don't think she will either. And she's just scared about the whole marriage thing. So that memory is his memory, um, my dad's memory. So I don't want to take that from him. And by taking that from him, I mean, because I had planned to have wedding pictures done with my biological dad, just because I didn't get to experience that with him, and I don't have a wedding picture with my dad that raised me because him and my mom cannot be in the same room. So the fact that he made it down the aisle and actually, I think he said hi to my mom was a big step. But as soon as the ceremony was over, he left. So I don't have a wedding picture with him. I could just crop the video because I had my husband's aunt recorded the ceremony, so I could just crop a picture in the video. Okay, stay out the chips. So, yeah, I'm not gonna take that memory from my dad, um, just because I feel like I need to make new memories, and I'm the person that kind of like I don't want to say relive the past, but I want my dad to be a part of my life and just experience my life and um, just I don't know. I feel like he's missed out on so much, and I try to give him the moments that he missed, and I can't keep doing that because I feel like part of me is in the past and part of me is in the future, and there's no present. So yeah, so we're just gonna continue to make new memories in the present because I'm like, well, what if this happens in the future, huh? Yeah. So we just got to continue to live in the present. I can't, steal memories from the past and bring them forward. Um, yeah, so that's that. Someone put always remember to repent your sins. Um, true. Not sure how it relates to this. I mean, if you're talking about my parents and me being an affair baby, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I repent my sins every day. Well, not every day, just when they happen. Um, it's not even hot. It's just windy.
And it's too bright. So.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So yeah, honestly, that's pretty much it. Um, Eventually, I'll get my biological dad to sit down and do a video with me. Um, but as far as like my kids being very accepting of my biological dad in the situation, I explained it to him. I pretty much was just like, um, how did I explain it? I think I said I compared. I didn't shame anyone because this situation is not to shame anyone. So I was like, my husband is not my two oldest biological dads. So I was like, how you call dad and he's not your biological dad, and they was like, yeah, and they was like, so that's the situation. Sorry, my eyes are itching. Allergy season is full effect. So I was just pretty much like, you know, that's what happened with me. My dad that raised me is not my dad. I have a biological dad. So I think they're okay with it. Come here, Maya. You want to talk to YouTube? How did you feel when I told you about your grandpa without saying his name?
Weird.
Weird. It was a weird situation. But how do you feel about it now?
Good.
Good. About your grandpa, without saying his name. When I told you I had 2 dads.
I was actually. It's kind of weird. I was actually kind of surprised, and I was asking a lot of questions.
Yeah. No. But how do you feel now?
It's actually really great.
It's great.
Why? And I just wish I could see that.
And weird? Why?
Because it's not weird to me.
Because there's 2, but you have 2 dads.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah, the other one.
We used to live with him.
No, he lives with me. He didn't have a job. Okay. Elena, where's Elena? She's upstairs.
She's in a kitchen table playing on her tablet.
Come here, Anthony.
You want to like this her?
No, it's okay. Ew, your nose is runny. Do you like Grandpa? Do you love him?
I love Mama.
We're not talking about me, Mom. Do you like Grandpa?
Yes.
Yes. Is he nice?
I like his killer.
No. Is he nice?
Yes.
Yes.
What killer?
She's not on here. Okay. How else do you feel about him? Do you think it was weird? Besides it being weird, you say you think it was weird.
Yes.
Do you like him? Are you glad he came into our lives?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually.
It's what?
Surprising.
It's surprising.
What?
Let's not do that.
What's
Anything else? Any other words?
To say?
Yeah, it's weird, it's surprising, but you're glad that he's around.
I just wish I could see him.
You want to see him again? Well, you can always video chat him. I'm sure he'll always there. Come here, Mom. Alana, come here.
Only has one.
Come here.
No.
How did you feel when I told you I had 2 dads?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm not that sure.
Well, how do you feel about your grandpa now? How do you feel about him now? Do you like him? Are you glad he's your grandpa? Your grandpa, without saying his name.
Can I tell him? Am I happy? Because if we tell it to them, they will know who it is. And then blah, 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 blah.
Are you glad he came into your life?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why? You don't know? That's it? Stop it, buddy.
He's fun.
It's fun? What's fun about it?
He makes me laugh all the time. And he laughs. And he sleeps all the time.
And he sleeps all the time.
And he snores all the time.
He snores. What else?
So like if we watch TV, he's like sleeping in the middle of it. And remember when he just got here?
Mm-hmm.
And then he was sleeping on the floor. There was a couch.
There was a couch. Yeah. Some people just prefer to sleep on the floor. I don't. I got a bad back after having kids.
Well, sometimes you might have to.
You guys broke my back.
That just happens in life.
Yeah, it happens if you don't have furniture. But we have furniture. He just likes sleeping on the
Don't
floor.
worry, guys. I sleep on the floor. I'm sleeping on a mattress on the floor, though.
Well, that's because we're moving. That's different.
The cover of the house is beautiful. I love it.
You love it.
It's big, too. I love my house.
All right, that's all I wanted. Thanks, loves. So that sums it up. The kids are very accepting of it. They are very open-minded children. So, like I said, if I didn't tell them not to say his name up front, they would have been all, who? Grandpa this? Yeah. So right off the bat,